It's like them stalking the children and family members and the targeting. How's that helping anything? You know, it doesn't. You think they're? I mean, serious question, y'all. Who here thinks them stalking or keeping eyes on Candace, Dawn, neighbors, community members, myself, my children, everybody? Who here thinks that that's helping Summer or going to solve Summer's case? And I rarely ask for the ones and twos. Put a one in the chat if you think that that is in some way these tragedy pimps or local pick-me's or assholes and hanger-ons and 5-minute or whatever's. Who here thinks them doing what they're doing around Summer's case on the ground in real life? All of us. All of us. When I say all of us, I mean Candace and Dawn, the siblings, Hunter, Allie, the community, church members. One in chat if you think that law enforcement, feds, or anything, any agency surrounding Summer's case, needs tragedy pimps, to tell them of our whereabouts. 2, if you think law enforcement, feds, and all agencies involved know exactly where all of us are at all times and don't need tragedy pimps or other little helpers and picnics. On indeed, Untamed, you'd assume feds and law enforcement would indeed be keeping eyes on everybody. I know exactly where we are. One, if you think all of our devices since June 15th are hotter than hell and watched and kept eyes on, all our social media, YouTube, interactions with anyone online, offline, phone calls, family home, Or 2, tragedy pimps need to make sure to record everything, screw with us, try to get responses, make bids, etc. And then be like, here, officer, I've got a video. Oh my gosh, they're online. Look, I made a recording that you and the NSA already have. Patriot Act, dude, it's a bitch. Yeah. Here's a kicker. We've been told to our faces that all of our shit is indeed hotter than a motherfucker. 24 hours a day. Yeah. Yeah. Keep trying to explain this to the tragedy pimps and their little helpers and all that. They just don't seem to quite understand. Either technology, advancement, what government's capable of, or that, like this right here, this, all the other 9,000 devices, right? They don't have to have a warrant. They don't have to come get it. They have everything coming and going from every other device 24 hours. Wild, isn't it, in 2023? Wild concept. You'd think people would have known this about the time shoes were thrown at President Bush, but somehow people have missed it. I'm just saying. You think they need, like, floppy? Being like, oh my god, Mullins on a cell phone! Anybody? You think they need, slithers and floppy line calling fake shit, trying to set up and tragedy pimp in order to try to get things taken, etc. Whatever. To try to set up the system to do their bidding here as tragedy pimps? Or do you think, like Pruitt said, they've already got all the things? Bidding here as tragedy pimps? Or do you think, like Pruitt said, they've already got all the things? Do you think they need these tragedy pimps setting up shit that they want? You know, like Lips set up Marlena and all that shit to fuck around in real lives and harm and terrorize children and such like that around these cases, including Summers. Including Summers. Do you think they need any of that? Is that helping Summer? How's that helping Summer? Yes. That's the thing. One day it could very much be one of them or one of you all that faces not only the worst moment or moments of your life, the most vulnerable on an average Tuesday, that you don't expect to be anything more than an average Tuesday until it's not. And then have people like this pile on top of it and hunt you down, pay to acquire you, put a price tag on you, try to destroy, annihilate, and decimate everything you and everybody around you are, have, nothing more than entertainment, cash, needful things, or because somebody tells them to. Average and normal Tuesdays happen in the world. And every day for somebody, those average Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, they become not so average in an instant. Right? It goes from normal, whatever passes for, whatever somebody's ideal is, whatever, right, to no longer normal like that. In your life, theirs, etc. It'll never be normal again. Right? Add this place on top of that. These people who think their comments don't matter, who go to sleep and never think about the comment they left again, and helped thousands of others behind them think, believe, eat, feed, regurgitate uneducated opinions, biases, whatever, topped out in. People who clip channels, believed whatever was fed to them, and then based their opinions on and typed out whatever thought it was and thought, well, it's just one sentence on it, it doesn't matter. But yet, it made others think, believe, come to the conclusion of, and then type out their own sentences and then destroy, terrorize. But they can type out those sentences and they never think about it again. But that one dropped in the pond, right? One drop. And it mattered. There's power in words, in language. And these comments people think won't mean a thing on the next Tuesday. Right? They don't harm anybody, really, right? They don't harm anybody, really, right? And these creators up here, these tragedy pimps, the thing about them is they know that that's not really how it works. That's why they love Pebbles in the Pond. That's why they have their own carnival barkers and chats with you all, swapped clothing, that put out what they're trying to get you all to think and believe and whatever. And then they know that one will follow the next and they'll follow the next, and the tribalism and team sports and all that, it'll kick in on its own. And then it becomes cry, shout. that helps them do the dirtiest of shit to people who they have acquired or trying to, and it gives them buffers. They think. Hands off. You think law enforcement would have somebody like Flappy Shits, Crocodile Dundee, play stupid games with adult toys in a ditch for funsies on YouTube, and call them with a straight face reporting it, or pretending to be in cave systems and having full-on cell phone signal in the middle of Beach Creek for entertainment? Or putting out the addresses up? Do you think Flip Flap would have been allowed with the rest of the Tragedy Pimp crew and the stalkers and all that and local pygmies and shit, and those during summer's party vigil, to film the exact way here, which is what, and how Slithers, who made the false call there earlier. It's on the corner, gave itself away. Anyway, do you think law enforcement would have been like, yeah, do that? If they were using any of them? And which channels ran with that video they took while they were here? On purpose? Hmm. Hmm. So that would discount really all of them as being used or helpful to Ellie. Right? Do you think law enforcement would have had any of the Tragedy Pimps go pay for interviews and add-ons and purposeful lies from those in the community and otherwise around Summer? Do you think they would have used people doing that? Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Or how about when, say, a certain Gabble Monster and a Chromalama and all the Tragedy Pimps were siphoning up funds for getting to turn off chats, all that shit, They handed out party bags and free dinners, music, games, all that. Think they'd use somebody like that to help Summer's case? Do you think chasing or any of them would have had to like pull halfway up and then realize they were committing crimes by trespass on 110 and then back it off if they were helping Ellie? Do you think the properties down there and mailboxes and such would have to be protected by community members and others from Tragedy Pimps and their crews while they're in here for the party vigils? The party vigils, if they were helping Ellie.